obviously, Grand Theft Auto taking up everybody's attention this week. Grand Theft Auto 5 was released on Tuesday, and it is crazy. So let's jump right into it. We should start off with the graphics like we usually do, so let's do that.
Didn't play it.
Yeah.
Tom and I didn't play it, but I've seen a lot of videos of it, and, the graphics do look better.
It's been hard to miss. So
it looks like they've upped the ante
like
a little bit. It's like I'm there.
I'll start off with the graphics. I'll say if there's any criticism to be leveraged against this game,
the DS.
It would be with the graphics. So, you can see here the graphics are solid. They do look a lot similar to GTA 4, and there's some updating and some added details. The cars all look really good, of course. The environments are detailed. They got that dynamic weather, the time of day changes and stuff.
Yeah,
I
dynamic
they had
weather.
that in GTA 4.
This must be Grand Theft Auto because it's exactly what all the other ones are like. You turn around and crash into a guy
Overall,
all the time.
if you play GTA 4, this is going to be really familiar to you.
Yeah, I mean, it uses the same engine, but I think the graphics, and it probably has to do with where it's located, they're a little bit more vibrant. The details, probably GTA 4 is very bland and like muddy looking just because it was in Liberty City.
Yeah.
So everything, it was just a lot of shades of gray. This one, I think there's a lot more variety as far as like the colors that are presented in the world, and it just...
That car held up well.
It just looks better overall, I think. I mean, it's also a little bit more updated too, considering GTA 4 came out quite a few number of years ago. So.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and I remember I didn't play it right when it came out. I played it later, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree with you.
But I mean, when you look at like the big picture of this game, like this world is massive. And
what?
what are you saying?
Steve's got color commentary going on. No one knows
Steve,
what
you got
color it
something
is.
to say?
Oh no, I mean you guys pretty much covered graphics.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about graphics. It's very similar to GTA 4, but you can notice the stuff that they've updated, and the detail is all there. Everything is there. There's not a ton.
The animation looks a lot more fluid. I feel like.
Yeah,
it's not as kind of
the animation's a little
like
bit
I don't know
better.
what they call it when in the gaming industry when you're designing these things, but the solidity of your character and the environments, like when a guy grabs a guy like this or something pushes up against it, there's none of that weird like
clipping,
overlapping and stuff like that.
Sure.
So it looks more smooth to me.
There was some pop up like every now and then, but it's to be expected. I mean, this thing's pushing. It's
chugging gigabytes.
Yeah.
So what is the deal? Did Ray Liotta like loan his face to this game?
The 360 version chugs mad gigabytes. I can.
Does
tell you.
it?
But yeah, is that the guy who voiced Michael here?
I don't know. He looks like
no,
Ray Liotta.
No, it's not Ray Liotta. Everyone thought it was going to be Ray Liotta because they thought maybe
the face looks like
it was going to be his character from Vice City, like reprising his role. Like in
was
this.
he in Vice City?
Yeah, he's the main character, but he denied it. It's not him.
It's just another guy. It's another actor.
Yeah.
That's an interesting comment though, because they did use the likenesses for the voice actors that voiced the 3 lead characters.
He does. I saw images of the actual voice actor. He does look a lot like Ray Liotta anyway.
Yeah.
He just looks like an older mafia looking guy.
It's basically Ray Liotta.
Well,
yeah.
So that's what you're saying.
It's the poor man's.
It's
the poor man's Ray Liotta.
Speaking
what was his character from Vice City again?
I don't remember.
Tommy Vercetti.
Tommy Vercetti. Yeah, it's not Tommy Vercetti.
That guy's having some problems.
I wish it was, but no. The main character's cool. But we'll get on to that.
Yeah. Let's move over to sound. So in an open world like this, the sound is very important because it's all part of the atmosphere. I don't have a ton to say about sound. So yeah, you need to have a super heavy consideration here. The voice acting is top notch. The one thing I'll mention is like this game, and I remember it a little bit from 4, but this game is just like they just laid the profanity on super thick.
Oh my god!
It's like every sentence, like they say, like Josh, like if you ever decide to play this, like you cannot play this with the little ones around.
Okay.
No way. Like,
I had to close my windows. I live in the city. I had to close my windows. I'll just say that. I did not feel comfortable with this game blaring out outside in the neighborhood. It's
I'm noticing that the environments are very much more detailed than the previous versions.
They are.
There's
Totally.
You used to have like these sort of blank cement landscapes, and there's like a lot going on in this alleyway.
Oh yeah.
It looks like
I mean it's awesome.
an alleyway in
It looks
Los
like
Angeles.
Santa Monica. It's
was a little grosser than Santa Monica.
Well, this isn't like the
This is
ghetto
LA.
area.
Yeah.
Like,
there's like
nicer
parts
areas.
of it.
Yeah,
like,
there are parts of it that like
being in Santa
this.
Monica, like it looks just like it.
It's laid out the
pretty
same
awesome.
way.
But yeah, like with the music, like I guess one thing like with sound is like just like the soundtracks. I mean, they were always pretty cool in like the previous games, but I really think they did a good job with you know, the radio stations and stuff on this game. And I guess one thing that, you know, I guess I appreciate is that I mean, just for like the hardcore station or punk station, there's Keith Morris from Black Flag.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
He's
he was the DJ.
He's the announcer, and it's kind of cool. It's like, you know, it's like,
Yeah, and that band's off is on.
yeah,
on
his
station.
band in it off is in the station, and
yeah, that's cool. I haven't listened to that particular station a whole lot, but yeah, the radio stations. I mean,
Are they less repetitive?
There's variety. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of. There's
I do notice that like you do hear a lot of the same songs over and over again, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised when I heard a few. I was like, oh,
I
man,
like
I love
the
this
'80s
song.
one when all the '80s music came. I was like, oh, I like
Yeah.
this. That was half the reason I like playing the game. I turned the radio on.
the
and
first
listened to
time,
80s
like
music.
when I was playing the game and it first switched me to Michael, you know, I got in his Audi knockoff or whatever it's supposed to be, and I changed the radio station and I started. So it started blasting Steve Winwood, and I was doing a burnout, and then I just did a donut, and it was the craziest thing to me because you can do that in GTA 4, but just like I just started, like, you know, when I switched to him, I was like, all right, let's check this out, and you know, I'm just doing donuts in the middle of the road with this music playing, and it was pretty cool. So there's that. I mean, anything else on sound? I say all the detail is there. You know, when you're walking around the city, all the familiar sounds are there. Everything sounds, you know, the way you would expect for a game that had this type of budget behind it. So
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
sounds
all
good.
there.
Radio stations are good. The score to the game is good. Like during those like cinematic
Oh,
moments
yeah,
where they have
yeah.
like just the game score playing.
I noticed that too.
It was good.
the background music during those points where you're not in the car, you know, listening to the radio. Those are done really well.
Yeah.
So let's move on to gameplay then. Now at this point, the GTA games and some other Rockstar games have this specific formula that they've been using for a while now. Most stuff is mission based, and this game is just the latest evolution of that, right?
Somebody got shot.
So, yeah.
Yeah. He has a random bullet hole. in
That's
the
an
back.
interesting
that didn't
detail.
happen when I was playing. Yeah, that's weird.
I love the gameplay in this. And you know what? I wasn't sure about this game like back when they announced it. I was happy that they're moving away from Liberty City because I feel like out of like the three main areas, Vice City, Liberty City, Vice City, and the San Andreas or Los Santos area, Liberty City to me is the most boring and bland.
Yeah,
It was just all gray.
Hasn't Liberty City been used the most too? Like, hasn't it?
Oh,
been,
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the setting of most of the games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the gameplay itself, I was like, is it going to be like 4? And I got to say right off the bat, it isn't. Just to hit a few points, we can go into more detail on too. One thing that killed me about 4 was the driving. I thought it felt like junk.
Okay,
It
the
was way
cars
too
were
floaty.
so bad. Like it was just like driving.
This
a
controls,
boat.
yeah, this controls a lot better. And I also, what I didn't like about 4, I guess like I'm going to use that comparison because it's the same generation.
Sure.
Last generation with PS2, we had San Andreas, huge open world, and pretty much where this game takes place. You had your main city, and you had different parts of the city, like the more like ghetto areas, and then you had the higher class areas. Plus, you had that whole mountain region, the small mountain like trucker towns and everything. There was a ton to explore. You could drive cars, bikes, motorcycles, planes, helicopters. There was just a ton of variety. And then you went to 4, and you could drive cars or motorcycles in one city. And it just like, I felt like it was a dumbed down like world just with better graphics. And this kind of went back to what San Andreas had, just with improved graphics overall. So that just had made the game like so much more better for me personally.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. You can tell that they tweaked the vehicle controls, and I remember that being a big complaint about GTA 4. People were not happy with how the controls were, but it's the same. I mean, the control scheme is the same. It's just everything feels better in general.
Yeah.
The character movement and aiming and stuff as well. Did you feel the same way with that? I think the character movement feels better too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
The cover system works better. The auto aim works better. Steven?
The auto aim. I mean, the auto aim is the one thing I guess I thought was a little bit better in previous games.
Really?
Well, just the auto aim because I guess you have like the crosshair, whereas this one I feel like it's more. You gotta it's less auto aim, and I feel like you have to kind of like actually aim yourself, which I'm all for that. But I just feel like in the other games it was a little easier to like just lock onto a target.
I've ever seen.
But yeah, the tow truck's awesome.
Yeah, this guy's doing the
Does he
tow,
have to
repo
get out?
missions?
tow truck missions here. Yeah, you just essentially just back up and the hook attaches itself to the car and then you just take off. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasted a ton of time doing this because the character that that Franklin there was talking to earlier is like just this coked out chicky nose who like begs him to like help her. So he's got to fill in for like her scumbag boyfriend or something driving this tow truck here. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's so many, in any of these open world games, there's so many side attractions that you can get caught up in and just lose tons of time with. But I'll mention one last thing here on gameplay. They've got the what they're calling the hobbies and pastimes now, like tennis, golf, and cycling. All these things. The controls. I remember the controls feeling a little bit shoddy in GTA 4 for like the bowling and darts and stuff. And I feel like in this one, for the ones that I've tried so far, the controls are way better. Like the tennis is awesome. The tennis.
Yeah, I
controls
was
really
playing
good.
the tennis, and I was like, this is like it felt like just like a legit tennis game. I'm trying to think of the most legit tennis. I think the most legit tennis game I've ever played is Mario Tennis, but I felt like the controls weren't part of that.
Last tennis game I played was on the Virtual Boy.
Oh man.
Virtua Tennis.
Something like that.
I guess another major thing to add to the
HPCH.
gameplay is just like, as everybody knows, in the game you can play as 3 different characters, and I think it's
Oh
great
yeah, we should touch on that. Yeah,
you
that
can
is-
switch.
I
between-
know
That's
this
really good.
place. That's hilarious.
I feel like there's parts of the game
This
that
is
like
real.
look just like Santa Monica. It's nuts.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, there's 3 characters, and once like you get all 3 characters, or even when you get 2, like you can switch between the 2 or 3 like anytime you want, really. And it's like, it's just cool because like you can get bored, you can do all the missions for one character, and then you switch to another, and you have like a whole nother aspect of the game, and I don't know. I think it's a really cool new feature.
Yeah, no, I like it. And I like when you switch to the other characters. Like they could be doing like the most random stuff ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they go off. You've got the guy you're controlling, but then the other characters go off and do their own thing in the meantime. You can
You can catch them in some real
Yeah, you
awkward,
can
weird
catch 'em
Yeah, like
moments.
taking a
Funny
dump or
things,
whatever.
yeah.
Does that actually happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
there was one where it's pretty much random how it happens, but you can switch to one of the guys, and he definitely like wakes up like just in his underwear, like knocked out on
trashy
train
guy,
tracks.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
wakes up
yeah.
and on train tracks, and a train's coming after. He's just like, there's no story behind how we got there. It's just like that's
just
happened
there.
to be what he was doing like before you switch to him.
What is this guy doing?
funny.
Trying to steal a boat?
No, they're
Trying to get the boat back.
That's his boat. Some people are trying to like steal it. That's why he's chasing him. So his son is actually hiding in the head, and so Franklin has to he's about to get thrown over the edge here and choked out by this guy, but. Franklin's trying to rescue his son off the boat while these crooks
Yeah.
are making off with it.
And this is actually a good spot, or a good part of the game where you actually do get to switch between the characters
Yeah.
a little bit, and that's really cool.
But if we want to talk about switching between the characters, I also want to mention too, each character has their own special ability, which makes him feel unique. Franklin, the one who's on the boat, not driving right now, he has the special ability to slow down time while driving. It's a lifesaver in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! So many chases, that's helped me so much. And then
geez.
Michael gets the slow-mo bullet time, and then Trevor gets the rage mode where he takes less damage and does more damage. So they each have their own little unique ability that kind of differentiates them and makes it a reason to play through all of them. Plus they all have their own missions, and then they all work together on the heist missions. What'd you guys think of those?
I've only done one so far, and
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, the heist missions are excellent.
Whoa.
The story missions overall, this is the typical, this is the type of thing you're going to be doing when you do the story missions. This is one of the longer ones, but yeah, all the story missions are pretty involved.
This mission was awesome.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot to it, and it had just enough challenge where it was, I felt good about beating it, but it wasn't super annoying.
Yeah.
Also, they added mission checkpoints to this game. Finally.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
cool because I used to hate that. in the
Oh
old
yeah,
ones.
that is one. Thing.
I would just give up and start
You would-
driving around. I'm like, forget
because some of these
that.
missions, yeah, you have to pick someone up.
You know,
you have
I
to-
didn't even realize that, but you're right. Yeah, I got so frustrated on some of the old
So
GTA's.
you're still going to die in this game. That's going to happen, but you don't have to start all the way from the beginning anymore, and it's awesome. So because some of these missions really go on, like even like those heist missions have like multiple parts. You're switching to multiple characters during the mission, but it's awesome because it adds a lot more variety to the game. It keeps everything fresh. So yeah, awesome
Yeah.
game.
I
Nice.
cannot wait for the multiplayer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Okay,
haven't
so overall,
I can't wait to play this when it's $20.
Overall, let's say, guys, I'd say at this point we've got 3 Game of the Year contenders: BioShock Infinite, The Last
Papers,
of Us.
please.
You know, I was gonna note that because I knew you were
Papers,
gonna
please.
say that. I knew you were gonna say freaking Papers, please.
Papers,
But
please.
anyways, 3
Papers,
if you're
please.
talking AAA titles, 3 Game of the Year contenders: BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, and this game, Grand Theft Auto 5. And if for indie games, yeah,
It
well,
doesn't
we
matter.
can award.
It doesn't even have to be
we
indie
can- we
games.
can award-
It's
Papers,
the game of the year.
please.
We can award
Papers,
We
please.
can award Papers,
Papers,
please,
please.
for the indie game. So to wrap things up here, overall, you know, I was expecting a certain level of, you know, whatever polish quality from this game, and I want to say that this game hit it and probably exceeded what I was expecting a little bit.
Yeah, the game delivers.
So let's throw up our rating here. Bye from all of us.
Except
Except for me, because I didn't have any money.
No
money.
No
money.
Not enough funds.
He's gonna go pull a heist.
So
Yeah, I gotta go pull a heist to play this stupid game.
it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you're a gamer in any sense of the word, you're aware of this game. You know what to expect. GTA's been around for a while now. And, you know, this latest installment is one of the best for sure.